Yo, what's up everybody? Hope you're having a great day, another TRUEversation, and let's see where we take this.
Let's see where
Let's
we
see
go.
where we take this. It's gonna be a good conversation. We have been a lot of things happening, a lot of things happening here in Cape Verde, in paradise. Spending a lot of time, way too much time probably. ChatGPT.
You can never spend too much time with ChatGPT.
Thinking about
at this
AI,
moment.
thinking about how we can use this opportunity that's in front of us. Grandma, at the same time, grandma is getting really old, staying strong. She's, how do you say it in English? Courageous, brave, 88 years old. And that's an emotional roller coaster by itself. And you're just navigating through all of this and understanding that there are so many things in life that you cannot control. And those things you just have to fully accept. I read a great quote about Stoicism, and I don't remember the quote necessarily. However, it was the message still remains inside of me, and it says that you only understand how stoic you are when you're faced with death, not necessarily your own death, but someone else's death also, because that is one of those things that are 100% out of your control.
Yeah.
So when I'm with grandma, just spending time with her for a moment was every day, but now every second, just so she's not alone. My cousin is there also.
But you feel it's getting closer.
Yeah.
So,
but when you're faced with that opportunity, let's call it what it is, right? That realization of like, wow, like my grandma is falling asleep, because now she's sleeping like 23 out of 24 hours, right? She's sleeping all the time. So it's like slowly but surely, like going on to whatever next step is. You're faced with opportunity to or be very sad about it, or like 100% fully accept it and see it for what it is. It's a very beautiful thing. Death should be equally as beautiful as birth. Yeah, as birth. Because it's the end of a cycle, and then nobody knows what's going to happen after, but she will be ancestor soon. That's another person or another spirit that is there to protect me and guide me in whatever decision I'm making from there on. So that's at least how I'm coping with it.
Yeah.
And again, it's a...
But that's interesting. You very usually,
Yeah.
or very commonly in families, when one passes away, or they sometimes pass away when new life comes into the family.
Yeah.
Like that's a pretty. I've heard that more than a couple of times
Yeah,
within my circle.
Same with my grandfather passed away. My grandpa passed away like just weeks or months after my cousin got born.
My grandfather passed away the same time as my sister got born.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's a cycle. It's really that cycle. Nobody, as far as I know, in my family are pregnant. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It doesn't have to be like that.
It doesn't have to be like this, obviously, right? But it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And I think all of this comes down to, again, like if you're stoic or consider yourself being like an emotional, stable human being, man or woman, when you're faced with a situation like this is the only time you can truly practice it. You can really practice being stoic. You can truly practice emotional control, because I can't control this.
Yeah.
And she's not
this
insane.
is the highest level.
Yeah, exactly.
There are other sub-levels, obviously,
Yeah, of
where you can
course.
practice it, but this is like the
This
toughest.
is the highest of
Yeah.
level. It's like somebody
Yeah.
you love and somebody you value in your family is moving on to the next life, but I can't control it.
And very likely you will fail with that stoicism the first maybe couple of times someone passed away in family. Perhaps. Depending on your age.
This is the first time somebody's passing away in my family.
Yeah,
that
but
I'm
are
consciously aware of, at least.
Yeah, but you have been working quite a lot. On
Yeah,
yourself,
certainly.
etc., right? So it's
Certainly.
prepared
And again,
in
like what most people get wrong is that they think that stoicism is the absence of emotions, which is not. Right? It's absolutely not that. I'm very in tune with my emotions, as were the Stoics, if we read the passages that they have been and meditations that they've been sending on, moving forward to us, right? Bringing down. But it's just the acceptance of focusing on the things that you can't control.
Yeah.
We have a group of men that we mentor that we call Young Wolves, which is an incentive here in Cape Verde with 95% only Cape Verdean men, specifically for men. The suicide rate in Cape Verde is really high, unfortunately. However, we can see very clearly that it's a cultural problem, which is good, because that means that it's us. So if we are the problem, it means that we are also the solution, right? That's how we choose to see it. So we want to be an active part in changing that. Not only are we out in universities talking about mental health, we're also going to have a TED talk about mental health, or TEDx talk about mental health. We are doing John Wolf's incentive, which is totally for free for anybody who want to sign up. And then like a stupid amount of content we're giving out for free also, right? But we spoke about this yesterday's conversation about focusing on the things that you can control. Because it's very easy, it's a very common narrative here at least, to focus a lot about what the politicians are doing. So it's like, yeah, but the politicians are doing X, or the politicians are not doing Y, and we are in the situation because of whatever, right? And that narrative happened yesterday.
And I think that's more commonly in countries where, third world countries where the government actually is a huge part of the problems, but it comes from even before that, colonialism, a lot of other things, but now they have.
But even America, like I never been to a country where people focus more on politics than America. And that's not a third world country, right?
Yeah.
So it goes both ways, but
there are at least believing in that democracy is happening, that's that they have their voice and their vote matters, etc. Right?
Yeah.
Even if that is arguable.
So, but it's out of this conversation what we think about. I'm apolitical. If there's one person
Very much so.
if there's one person or two people on this planet that are apolitical, it's definitely us.
Yeah.
But the point being is, so people were talking back and forth. It's like, yeah, but the politicians should do this, the politics should do that, blah blah blah. And we told them straight up, like, hey guys, you're sounding like bitches. You're sounding like children right now.
Yeah.
It's like, this is goofy. It's like you're blaming other people. It's like, yeah, but they should do this and they should do that. It's like, look, you should focus on your finances. You should focus on the things that you can control.
Yeah.
You cannot control that. If you think that you and 5 of your boys going out on the street and demonstrating is gonna have any significance, then by all means do that. While you're doing that, I'm gonna focus on working. And I'm gonna focus on creating wealth for myself and focusing on developing my mind, so that when there is an opportunity arises, I will execute on that opportunity versus just complaining about it. Now, and again, like I've been to demonstrations, I'm all for that. It's not what I'm saying. I've been to multiple demonstrations and manifestations here in Sweden, all over the place. But you gotta fix your own shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is not they have to do this, or I heard that influencer. I heard a Cape Verdean influencer.
What did she say? Or he?
She said she thought that politicians should go in and go into the private sector and put a price limit on how low people could put the prices on their clothing stores, on their online clothing stores.
Low or high?
Low. So you can't go lower than this, because that was her solution to whatever. And it's like, you want to involve politicians into the private sector. It's like, how are you thinking? How are you thinking here? How is this gonna help anyone?
Yeah,
like, there is the private sector and the public sector. The private sector is the private sector. It has to be like this. Mm-hmm. And this is why we have public sector, we have private sector. Like, what are you talking about? How is this a reasonable solution for? And is this? I see it so frequently lately, a lot lately, and not only in Cape Verde, online also. It's like people are complaining so much, and you don't hear me complain. Like, you're not gonna hear me complain about the weather. I'm not gonna complain if I'm hungry. Like,
about other people's shit.
Other people's shit, I don't give 2 Fs. Like, I don't have. Why are you talking about this person and their opinion about something that is not in your business? It's like, if use that energy and channel it in the right way. And I said this to the Wolves yesterday. Like, all of the frustrations that you guys are feeling right now, because some of them are they're really stuck in the system, and I respect that. Like, I really respect where you guys are coming from. But use that energy and channel it into, showing up on time to our webinar. It's for free. Like, doing the assignments, actually, like investing in yourself. They're like, Jordan Peterson says this. Like, you gotta make your own bed before you talk about others. Like, make sure that your room is clean before you start to pointing at, but politicians this, politicians.
And there are different levels to this, right? Because first of all, yes, you shouldn't focus on that, right? You shouldn't talk about things that you're not qualified to talk about, you could say. But at the same time, there are exceptions to the rule always. There is important to have conversations. It's important to take up certain subjects, even if you're not an expert. Perhaps it's good that you ask a question. It could be good, right? To provoke a conversation somehow that it's not necessarily bad.
It's not about that.
But you need to focus on your own shit.
We're talking about like, but the politicians should do this, and they should do this, and it's the same with the red pill people. Yeah, but women need to take responsibility, and women are nothing, and blah blah blah. It's like, bro, like, You're showcasing your weakness. That's the only thing you're doing. As soon as I hear somebody complaining, it's the only thing I think about. It's like, yeah, it's so easy to run laps around you. I'm gonna drink my tea while I'm running laps around you and you're here complaining.
And I think it's very much in our human nature to look for reasons, which of course might sound or might be excuses sometimes. But we need a reason for why shit is like it is here in Gifford. You need a reason for why can I not afford to buy fucking bread? Like, you're right, and you can only channel that to the politicians.
I don't agree at all. I don't agree.
I think that's how it.
But that's how they feel. Yeah. But it's not the reality of it. That's not reality.
No,
it's not reality. You have internet, and you have people like us, people inside the jungle. We are giving you guys tools. We are giving them tools in order to produce wealth outside of the system.
The Cape Verdean government is giving us free education on programming, coding. And that's on their website.
It's for free.
Anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it.
You need a computer though.
Yeah, but there is levels to it, right?
Yeah.
There is levels to it. It's like, but it doesn't take away the fact that there is incentives of moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at Cape Verde and startup inside of tech, we're climbing the ladder. We're climbing the ladder.
Yeah,
in
look,
Africa.
it's looking great
More
with
than
incentives.
anyone. We're climbing super fast. Like we got an award out this year thanks to Pedro Lopes and everybody inside the government. So there are incentives. It's very easy to just sit and complain. This is why I don't buy. This is why I just hear complaints because this is all I hear. But they are not doing this. They're not doing that. No, but they are doing this. They're doing that. And like, yeah, but what are you doing? What are you doing for yourself? Why are you on your back complaining and waiting for big daddy government to pick you up? Now I understand there are complex things about this that I'm not aware of, and there's cultural things that I'm not aware of because we just moved here. But it's not the point. The point is that we need to stop being a victim and start analyzing the reality of it. Because if people are out there making money online and you have a cell phone, that means you have the same opportunities. That means that you can do it. You cannot focus on what you don't have. Can't focus on the things because that's not going to change anything. You have to actively take your responsibility. So instead of wasting all of your energy on things that you don't have, you have this. This is what I have. Now I got to move forward with that. You might not have a studio and do a podcast, but there are so many good podcasts that started with just a cell phone.
Yeah.
There's so many good podcasts that started with just a cell phone and a group of people. That's it. And same thing goes with you can become a social media manager. Now you have ChatGPT. Like you have an endless amount of information about this. You can self-educate. You just go and learn Python. Go and learn coding if that's interesting for you. Where? No. Our government's website gives that for free, the endless amount of YouTube videos. So at some point you have to take your own responsibility because guess what? Nobody's going to save you. And that's for good and bad. So you have to take your own responsibility in this because all of us are doing it. And then again, you can argue it's like, yeah, but it's so easy for you to say you were born in Europe, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, true, fair point. Fair point. I give you that. However, I didn't decide that. This is the cards I was dealt, and I keep playing them to the absolute best of my abilities. These are the cards you are dealt. The way I see it, you are not playing them to the best of your abilities. Why? Because you're not showing up on time to our webinars. You're not doing the exercises that we're giving you in order for you to develop inside the jungles, but you still want to complain.
Your word means nothing.
Your word means nothing at the moment. So until you fix your own shit and you clean your own room, then you have no reason to complain. You have no credit to complain. There's no meaning of your complaints. Because
and I like what you usually say. You usually say this. There might be someone else's fault that it is like it is, but it's still your responsibility to fix that. But I mean, the next question obviously is right now people are watching this. Cool, that makes sense. But how do you change the mindset? And if you are in a place where you don't even know, you don't know that you don't know, right? It's hard, right? So you need something to light.
Of course it's hard, but you're not the only one.
No.
You're not the only one. You get zero sympathy from me at the moment. There are so many resources. We're giving out so much things. We are one.
Yeah.
We are one group. We're giving out so much free knowledge, so many things that you can apply to get to that next level. At what point are you going to do that, right? The same influencers that are complaining about the prices and people are lowering the prices and they're competing with X, Y, and Z. These are the same people that don't accept when we reach out to them.
Yeah.
Because we have reached out to an endless amount of influencers, but we never talk about it. Why? Because I'm not going to complain, because I have other things to do.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm an expert in digital marketing. specifically organic. I've helped numerous people make tens and thousands of dollars. I'm pretty certain I can help you also. Let me know if this is interesting to you. Crickets, but then cool. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. More time for me. More time for me to focus on me. More money for me, because I'm gonna keep doing it. And that's completely fine. I'm not. You'll never hear me complain about it.
No.
You'll never hear me complain about it. But
It's a small frustration that's gonna
it's
pass
more
your
sad.
mind.
It's more sad. It's
Yeah.
more sad. It's more. I'm just sad. This is more. This is like, wow. You really don't understand how much money you're leaving on the table. And if that's you, then so be it.
Yeah.
That's you, then so be it. You're more focused on looking flashy. You know, traveling, going to that party, going to these things. Then so be it. And so be it. You're gonna get run over by people from the young wolves, so people that actually want to get to that next level, right?
Yeah.
And then so be it. That's on you.
You need to be so humble. You need to be swallowing your ego sometimes. And that's tough for anyone. Before you practice that enough, you need mentors. You need people that you accept. Okay, I am where I am because of me. The only way to get out of this is to start not being me within this area of life and listen to someone do exactly what they say. And that is very hard. And I can relate to, I think everyone that have ever read a self-development book, got into self-development, they can relate to that feeling, because that's what you feel the first couple of times.
Certainly.
You feel so stupid. You feel like, oh my God, have I been ignoring this stuff? I am so stupid. That's how I felt, at least when I started.
Yeah, certainly. And all of these things, again, is like, but you're not the first. You're not the first to feel this. So you gotta get off your high horse.
Yeah.
Life isn't about you. Life
That's a
isn't
good one.
about you.
Get off your high horse.
Get off your
That's
high
so
horse.
important.
Stay humble.
Yeah.
Stay humble. So many times, even us just learning a new language, us coming to Cape Verde and learning Creole, you know how many times I'm a fool? You know how many times I say the wrong things?
All the time.
All the time. I'm constantly saying the wrong things. So I have a mentor in language that is younger than me and is a woman that's way less educated than I am. But that's how you learn. Why? Because she has this one skill that I don't, and that's cool. That's cool. In this specific area of my life, she is my mentor, right? She's my teacher. But you can't just because I have thousands of followers online and zeros in my bank account, I'm not gonna listen to this expert. And if that's you, then God bless you. If you honestly think that you're gonna figure this out by yourself, then God bless you. Blessings, love, and see you at the finish line. Just let me know when you get there, because I'm there. I'm there, and the train is leaving without you because you're choosing to not jump on the train. That's completely fine. That's completely fine. But don't come a couple of years after and say that we didn't tell you, because this is what's happening. Mm-hmm. This is literally what's happening. So the train is gonna leave with or without you. You're more than welcome to come. It's for free. However, if you wanna take the long route, perfect. Best of luck. Because that's literally how I see it.
If you would say one thing that a person that is on quote-unquote square zero, one thing that they need to do or change, what would that be?
Ownership. You gotta change your mind. You gotta take ownership of your current reality. But I am like this because because of my mother didn't teach me about economy. My mom didn't teach me about economy neither. My dad didn't teach me about digital marketing. I'm here because of me. Mm-hmm. I saw it. Now you can argue it's but they installed drive in me and mental resiliency. But we are Cape Verdeans, so majority of our families are like this. Yeah. If you look at our lineage and ancestry, we are a resilient people. Mm-hmm. And even if wherever you're watching this from Europe, if you are not Cape Verdean, it doesn't matter. Point being is that there are people in your bloodline that have been super resilient. Yeah. So then you can acknowledge them and try to make them proud, or you can just say, but my mom didn't teach me this. But okay, cool, she didn't teach you this, but then whose responsibility is it to learn this? Yeah. It's it's you. You are not the first person who are in your situation and got out of it and got out better, right? That's what we need to focus on. So it's extreme ownership. Yeah. And I did this exercise, but I don't think people understood it yesterday. If you look around, this is an exercise I want everybody to do right now. So you look around, I'm seeing these flowers, I see these studios, I see all of our cameras, all of our electronics, my books.
See me?
See David. All of these things, they are things that I have. They are my standards, right? These are my standards. All of them are because of me. But you can also see this cup of tea, and it's why is this cup not in gold? Because I accept it being in glass. So if I accepted being in glass, this is what I accept into my life. Now, if I want this to be gold, then whose responsibility is it? It's my responsibility. Why? You're a grown-up. You're a grown-up. You're a human. Your life is your responsibility. And we have people that hear, so many people watching. It's like, they are, what do you call it? Is it sugar babies? They're like just spoiled. So
yeah, and
spoiled.
I think that have changed this generation, because previously, before internet, before all these things, you didn't have a choice to sit home and like, consume TikTok videos. Like you couldn't do that. Like you saw your dad and mom would tell you like, what are you doing? Like go out and do some, chop some wood, do something. So I think that it's a really challenging thing right now, because now it's kind of accepted to let your mind just be a consumer. Because of how the world looks like with technology, everything becomes easier, everything is made for more convenience. So majority of people just get stuck in that consuming.
So spoiled and feel so entitled. As like you feel so entitled just because you have a little bit of following online. Now you think you feel so entitled. It's like you don't even work. Like you're like 20 up, closer to 30, and you're living home and on your father's, mom's paycheck. It's like, the fuck? I feel so entitled, you're so spoiled.
I have to defend the Cape Verdeans in this case though. Even though you work, you might not be able to afford your own place because of the minimum salaries, etc.
I'm defending Cape Verdeans on everything.
Yeah.
On everything. This is not about Cape Verdeans. This is people in general. These people in general. It's like you feel so entitled. And you're not humble enough to go and get a work at whatever is the equivalent to McDonald's in your city, or whatever is the equivalent to Fragata, which is like the convenience store that we have here. It's like, but you rather stay in your childhood bedroom, not work, let your father and mother just grind their life away while you are existing.
What happens when you don't have the support?
Just existing. Yeah. That's, for me, is the definition of being spoiled. And if you're watching this and then that fits you, I hope truly that you own up to the fact that you are spoiled and you do something about it. Because there is only one person that can change this, and that's you. And if this offends you, then you need to take a hard look at yourself in the mirror, because you're literally doing nothing to provide to the advancement of your family. And then if that's you, then so be it. But then at least own it. At least own it. If you're spoiled, you're spoiled. That's all it is. And again, love, blessings.
Only love, always.
Only love, only love. If this offends you, then you need to rewatch this entire episode, and you should probably dig a little bit more into the things that we're doing, because I'm not just pointing this problem out, I'm also offering you a solution out of this. And yeah, if it offends you, then so be it. Keep complaining. Keep complaining.
Nice with some wrapping up with some solutions.
You sign up to Young Wolves. First things first, find a mentor. Stupid amount of mentors out there for free.
Could be a dead one. Could be a book.
Could be a dead one. Could be a book. Could be a YouTube course. I'm taking a course on accounting right now. Not because I like it. I think it's super boring. Not because I want to do it. I think it's super boring. But it's needed in order for me to get to that next level. That's number 2. You get a support system. Find a group, mentor group. Young Wolves, completely for free. There are an endless amount of mentor groups supporting people that are in exactly your position. Number 3, own it, right? You need to be crystal clear of your current reality. I had a long talk about this previously, but you need to be crystal clear about your current reality. Stop complaining. You are in this situation because you have accepted this. Why do I only have these 2 flashes here? And so I have 3 spotlights and 2 flashes. Why? Because I have accepted it. Now we also have 2 more, but it's why don't I have a real studio, not inside of my home, not a home studio? Why don't I have a real studio? Because I have accepted it. So I've accepted this as my standard, and I'm fine with it, right? That means I can't complain because I don't have one. Why don't I have a 8-figure business? Because I'm accepted that I'm doing 6 figures, and that's my current reality. It's only me. I own it. So if you're living at home, doing all of these things, you have no ambitions of moving out, nothing, go, then so be it. But you're gonna get, sooner than later, there's gonna be people that are running laps around you, because inflation is here, interest rates are going rocket speed, AI is coming, so it's gonna take your job if you don't learn about new things very soon, and the future is very, very uncertain unless you actually is making moves towards improvement. Promise you, you're gonna get left behind. So you either work hard now and learn, or you're gonna be extremely poor in the future. If that's the case, Don't tell me I didn't tell you so. Cool. Love.
Love.
Blessings.
Love to everyone.
Stay sharp.
Stay sharp.